Hello and welcome to the Turku Open 2023 press conference. This is the sixth stop on the European Pro Tour. I'm your host, Andrew Gum. Our first guest is the hometown hero, Seppo Paju. He's one of the all-time great professional disc golfers and a partner at Prodigy Discs. Seppo, congratulations on the birth of your first child and best wishes to the growing family. How does it feel to be a father?
Thank you, first of all, and it feels very good. I feel like I have been a father for like 2 years to our dog, but I mean, of course, this is different, and so far it's been pretty good. I might look even more tired than I usually do, but that's fine.
That's part of the deal, absolutely.
Yeah.
Those first couple of years can be very demanding on the parents, but it's good that you had that warm-up time with the dog. That's a good training experience. So how are you feeling coming into this event?
Well, coming into this event, I'm not playing, so it's different. I have been very successful on this course in the last 3 years. I've been first, second, and first. So I feel like I could compete very well here, and I've been playing really good practice rounds, and I'm actually about to go play another round right after this. So I'm still playing all the time, but just not competing, and I'll be doing other things. We are lucky to have a lot of Americans here, so I get to spend time with them and make some good footage for people.
Sounds great. That was going to be one of my questions, was if you were getting a chance to spend time with those Americans, but of course you are. How has your lifestyle changed since announcing your retirement from high-level competition?
It has just changed in the way that not every single weekend is planned already, like 6 months ahead. And that was really one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to quit competing, because for the last 15 years, all summers have been dedicated only for disc golf. So I wanted to have some free weekends during the summer, especially during the summer, and that has been the biggest change. I still play, if not every day, almost every other day. So that hasn't changed. I just haven't practiced at all. I have only been playing for fun.
Which is fun.
Yeah. That's
so there's no shortage of disc golf in your life. It's
No.
just that you're not bound to the schedule of touring that way.
Yeah.
So you're happy with your decision.
Yeah, totally.
Great. You won this event in front of the home crowd last year. What would you say it takes to succeed here?
It's interesting because a lot of people say that this course is very difficult. And I understand, of course it is difficult, but for me, for some reason, I have cracked it. I know how to play double digits here. I play almost every other round double digits, and for me it just doesn't seem that difficult. I think it's a lot of basic shots, and you just have to be consistent. If you throw well enough, you're not going to find almost any trouble at any point, so it can really start feeling like you're rolling through the course, and I think that's the key to success. It sounds obvious, which it is, but on this course especially, I think if you're able to play well enough, you're able to go through the course very easily. And if you are off, it can feel way more difficult.
So it just helps to kind of catch a groove and use that momentum to propel yourself.
Yeah, on this course it seems to be very important.
Sounds great. For those who haven't been here, how would you describe the course? You kind of did a little bit, but what holes do you like the best, and just a little bit of overview of the course?
This course is pretty untypical for Finnish course. It's very park style course. It has a lot of grass. It has decent amount of open holes, but it also has a good amount of trees. I think just enough. It has a good amount of par fours where you have to throw a good drive, but you also have to throw a good upshot. Not only a long jump putt for your birdie, but you need to throw a second shot in order to get a birdie on par fours. And some very interesting lines like hole 11, hole 12, even hole 13 and hole 5. Those are must sidearms, which I think is interesting. Not many holes are must sidearms, but I feel like those are two holes where you almost have to throw a sidearm.
Yep. We have a stacked field, including some highly rated Americans. Do you think we will see the first European Pro Tour winner from the U.S. this weekend?
I think the chances are very high, but it's not going to be an easy task at all. I think we have a lot of great Finnish and European players here, like Mauri Vilman has been dominating in Europe this year. We have Christian Kuoksa, Rasmus Saukkoriipi, Väinö Mäkelä is playing here, so it's going to be a battle no matter what. I don't think it's going to be an easy win for anybody.
Right, but would you say that the favorite coming in would be maybe Isaac?
Yeah,
Robinson?
it would be a favorite, of course. It's obvious.
But the field is stacked, like we said. And
yeah,
so
and I mean it's Väinö's one of his home courses, and he's pretty close to Isaac's rating. So I wouldn't say that Isaac is like obvious favorite. I think Väinö might be even bigger favorite actually.
Very well could be here at home.
Yeah.
Of course, he's very familiar with.
And the one time that I didn't win, Väinö won. So he's been playing here very well as well.
All right. Yeah, we're just over a month away from the European Championships in Tallinn, Estonia, which will be streamed live all 4 rounds on Disc Golf Stream. You have designed the course in Tallinn Song Festival grounds. What can you tell us about the property and the layout?
Well, the layout has been changed a decent amount after I went there and designed it. We have been like going back and forth with Ralf Rogov, who is organizing or basically making the layout happen, and we've been going back and forth for the last like 3 months and fixing a lot of little things, and it's going to be very awesome. And nobody has ever played it, so it's hard for me to tell how difficult exactly it's going to be, but I think winning average is going to be something like 8 to 10 down per round, so I think that tells something at least.
It's quite scoreable.
Yeah.
All right, Prodigy sponsored players, and particularly the new signings, are having amazing success this season. How do you feel about the team and the results?
I feel very good and very proud about the team. We have been, over the last years, we have been trying to focus more and more on making our players be comfortable to be with us and really support them in any way we can. And I think it is really showing right now. A lot of our players are feeling good, feeling comfortable. A lot of our new discs are better than ever before, and I think it shows.
That was the next question I was going to ask. Is that it's like what's new with Prodigy? Like, what's the new and best products on the market for Prodigy at the moment?
I think the Prodigy Club Box is one of the more interesting products. It's something that we haven't seen in disc golf too much, and so far the 2 first releases that have been out in the US have been very successful and amazing. So I'm excited for that to arrive in Europe. You can now order your Prodigy Club Box, and I recommend that for everybody.
That looks like a really cool new product and service. I'm going to pass you over to our on-course reporter Renee for a couple questions real quick.
Yeah.
Hello, Seppo.
Hello.
I have a question on behalf of Frisbee Golf Media, the podcast here in Finland. You're competing the OTB skins match in Nokia before the European Open. How has your game been feeling since you haven't played any big events?
Like, when I got to know about that, I was debating if I want to play there or not. But I wanted to take that as a challenge. I think it's like a good level of competition for me, because it's not so serious. It's not PDGA sanctioned or anything, so I think it's perfect place for me to get a little bit of that competitiveness out of me and see if I have what it takes, even without so much practice. And it seems like it's going to be a great card, so I'm mostly just trying to enjoy it.
Great, thank you. And very quickly, any shout-outs you have here at the very end? We have a few seconds.
Shout out to everybody.
Thank you very much, Seppo.
Perfect.
See you out there.
Thank you.
Our next guest. Sorry, a little bit unlucky.
This is the second time. Can you join the channel, please? You shall see.
We are back after some minor technical difficulties. Our next guest is Rasmus Saukkoriipi. He's a 10-15 rated Innova sponsored player from Raisio, which is right here in the Turku area. How are you feeling coming into an event in your hometown?
Yeah, it's feeling great. Finally I got home for 1 week and competition here, I love it.
Great. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into disc golf.
I started 2019 when I got one disc for my birthday, yeah, and then just like it.
You just kept throwing and kept throwing, and here you are.
Yeah.
Now near the top of the food chain. Early on, did you have any players that you looked up to or modeled your game after at all?
Yeah, of course, Paju. That's my biggest.
That's a great one, great idol to have. You finished second here last year. How do you feel your chances are this year?
I think my chances are better now, and I'm feeling finally great with my game and getting confidence back. So now I want to win.
Sounds great. What would it mean to you to get that big win here in front of the home crowd?
I don't know. It would be so amazing.
You have to wait.
I want it.
Yeah. Definitely want it. Yeah, have to wait and see how it feels. So, what do you think about this course, and what does it take to score well here?
The course is, for me, a little bit easier side at this year's competitions, but I think it would be hard in the competition. But you need to be on the fairway and make the putts, and that will get a good performance.
And what can you tell us about your game plan for the weekend?
I just want to shoot hot.
Shoot as hard as
That's
you can.
all.
Try to
make
be on
my
top.
putts.
Sounds good. And how do you feel about your season so far?
It's a little bit bad, but getting better time by time. So feeling confidence.
All right. What are your tour plans for the rest of the season?
I'm playing the European Pro Tour events and maybe a USDGC if I get the spot. But yeah, you can check it on my Instagram.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll check it out there. But I was wondering if you're planning on going back to the States at all at the end of the year.
Maybe USDGC, but
if you qualify for
yeah.
USDGC, but not for the World Championships, though.
No.
Okay. So yeah, you've done really well on the European Pro Tour with 5 top 10 finishes, 3 from last year in Järva, Turku, in the All-Star event, and then 2 from this year, Belgian and Tunis. So what has your experience been like playing these events on the European Pro Tour?
I enjoyed these events so much, and it's good for the players. Yeah.
Nice. I already asked that question. Yeah. So you've only been a PDGA member since 2020, but you've already risen quickly up the ranks and have become one of the most exciting and entertaining players in the world. What are your short and long-term goals, and what do you wish to accomplish in your career?
Long terms, I want to be one of the biggest names in disc golf, and now maybe in 2-3 years I want to be a Finnish champion and get maybe 1030 ratings.
Okay, some very, very clear goals, and yeah, looking like you're right on course to do just that. It seems like you have elite distance and accuracy with all the shots. What type of shot shapes do you most enjoy?
Hyzers.
Hyzers.
And flex forehands with a little bit hyzer and then flip up and fade.
Nice. Is there anything about your game or your play style that you still want to improve?
I just need to get my confidence back, and that's it.
Yeah, the skills are all there and everything's in place.
I know what I have, and now I just show them.
Sounds great. Is it correct that Flying Plate Company was your first sponsor?
Can you say that again?
Is it true that the Flying Plate Company was your first sponsor?
No, I think I got Pro Discus last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but what attracted you to Flying Plate Company, and how has that relationship been?
I like the clothes, and they are so cool. I want to get them.
It's a cool style.
Yeah.
So you just like the branding. All right. I'm going to pass you on to our on-course reporter Renee for a few questions here.
Hello, Rasmus.
Hello.
I have a question on behalf of Frisbee Golf Media, the podcast here from Finland. Andy already talked to you about, or you already mentioned sidearm and backhand. With your strong distance with both sidearm and backhand, what advantages do you have on this course?
I think I have good advantage for this course because I know I need to draw only hyzers. That's enough for me to get the good positions and just make the putts.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass you back to Andy for the final questions. Thank you.
All right, yeah, so you can stick to the hyzers and you don't have to work multiple angles and maybe higher percentage shots that way.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Here at the end, is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
I wanted to thank my biggest sponsor, Innova.
Innova, great. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck this weekend and with everything.
Thanks.
Okay. Welcome back to the Turku Open press conference. Our next guest is Väinö Mäkelä. He's a 1030 rated Prodigy Disc sponsored player with 22 career wins, including the 2021 Finnish Championship. Originally from the Jyväskylä area, now residing here in Turku. How does it feel to be back home and competing here on the European Pro Tour?
It feels amazing, and of course it's feeling amazing because this is my new home course, and So yeah, and it's also my first tournament in Finland this year, so feeling pretty excited.
Great, very happy to have you here. You've been touring extensively in the U.S. this year. How has the journey been?
It was amazing. We toured with Niklas, Thomas, and Joona the entire the starting of the season, and it was great. Of course, the competition is pretty tough in USA, and the courses are way more harder than we are usually playing here in Europe. But it was great, and I enjoyed to be there.
You had a good experience, and
yeah, it was.
Got to see a lot of the country traveling around.
Yeah.
You have had 4 top 10 finishes over there and cashed over $11,000 so far. How do you feel about your season?
Actually, that might be my best season starter what I'm had ever. So it felt pretty good, but obviously we are chasing for that win, and we are not only gonna be there for top 10 finishes. So I'm still looking forward to that win and hopefully getting that in the near future.
Sounds great. How does your game feel right now, and what aspects of your game would you like to improve still?
So yeah, my game is feeling pretty good right now. I played practice round this morning and it was feeling pretty good. So a little bit putting practice tonight, but otherwise it's gonna be a good weekend.
Excellent. How would you describe this course, and what do you think it takes to score well here?
I feel like this course is all about putting, because these holes are fairly easy, so you are getting birdie looks pretty often, so it's all about capitalizing the putts. So I feel like if your putt is gonna be hot this week, then you're gonna be fine.
Yep. And what can you tell us about the game plan for the weekend?
Birding every single hole. That's the game plan. So just playing pretty aggressive. If there's an eagle opportunity, I'm going for it, and just playing pretty aggressive play.
Sounds good, and that's what it takes to win these days, right? You have to try to score any way possible. What disc do you think will be most useful here?
Well, depends the wind, but if there's gonna be this kind of wind what we are dealing right now, it's needed overstable distance drivers, D1s, A2s, and overstable mid-ranges, M2 for me. So yeah, just overstable plastic and just be sure that keep it in bounds.
Do you feel any extra pressure playing here where you live and with your sponsor running the event at their home base?
Actually not. This is feeling more relaxing than being on the road and just being competing every single weekend. So it's actually feel pretty relaxing. Just play this home course and playing in front of a home gallery. So it's feeling amazing.
You get to sleep in your own bed and you have all the support of your family and friends, and so
exactly.
It's actually easier in that way.
It's pretty nice, yeah. And just being relaxed, because you have your own home and your own things what you're doing in the morning, and so it's pretty relaxing.
Got a nice routine. What would it mean to you to get your first European Pro Tour win here this weekend?
It would be amazing, a confident booster for the entire season, because it's been, I think it's 2 years since my last win, so it would be amazing for the rest of the season, and yeah, that would be great.
And a lot of pride, of course, being in your home.
Yeah, for sure, because last time I played here I won the Prodigy Pro Tour event 2021, so hopefully gonna repeat that one.
Sounds like a plan. You took part in the off-season training camp cooperation between the national teams of Finland and Sweden this winter. Do you feel like that strength conditioning, technical and mental training has been beneficial for you?
I think for me those are not too beneficial, because I have been training that way for I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 years. So all those things were pretty familiar to me in the previous years. So, but yeah, I have been training the same way the past 4 to 5 years. So it's a regular thing.
Nothing really new for you
exactly.
there. Okay. Are you excited about the European Championships with Prodigy as the main sponsor next month?
Yes, for sure. And looking forward to play the course, because I haven't played the course ever yet. So looking forward to what Seppo made that course look for, and yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a big highlight. We're all looking forward to that. And then what are your tour plans like for the rest of the year?
So after this event, I'm gonna play the European Open. There's gonna be Alden Harris Open, European Championships, Finnish Nationals, and after that I'm heading back to the States, playing for World Championships. I think there's gonna be Maple Hill, then USDC and DGPT finals if I qualify. So that's pretty much the rest of the season.
So this European swing and then back to the States for those big events.
Yes.
To finish it off. Sounds great. I'm going to pass you over to our on-course reporter Renee for a couple questions.
All right.
Hello, Väinö.
Hello.
So I have a question first from the commentary team here. We already touched a little bit about you being here in your home city with your friends and family, club members here. What kind of support can we expect to see on the course? Because we know that for tournaments here at this park, we usually have a lot of spectators.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping that there's gonna be a lot of spectators, hopefully cheering me and cheering the other players. And I'm also looking forward that my girlfriend can follow this weekend and her family. And yeah, that's the case.
And then I have some questions from Frisbee Golf Media, the podcast here in Finland. You came back from a small break in competing last weekend to play the Skellefteå Open. And what worked in your game there and what didn't?
Yeah, so I played the Skellefteå Open last week and I placed 10th place, I feel like, and I felt a little rusty for the two first rounds because of course when you are not competing for 1 month, it's obviously pretty different thing when you're doing the practice round instead of competition round. So I was looking for a competitive playing, and yeah, and on the third round I felt like a pretty normal at the course. I felt like pretty good, and hopefully that's gonna carry to this weekend also.
Thank you. Another question from Frisbee Golf Media. You and other Europeans have some fierce competition this weekend from the US. Since you've had a pretty successful trip to the US, what are the keys to winning over these guys?
Just as I said earlier, you need to make your putts, staying in pounds, throwing the overstable plastic if there's gonna be a lot of winds, and just keep your head calm. That's all what you need.
Thank you. I'm gonna pass you back to Andy.
Okay, so here at the end, is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
I wanna say thanks to my sponsors, Powergrip and Prodigy, of course, and then I want to say hello to my mother and father and all my family who's watching, and yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Our next guest is Isaac Robinson. He's a 1037 rated Prodigy Disc sponsored player from Lawrenceville, Georgia in the U.S. with 32 career wins, including a major title at this year's Champions Cup. Welcome to Finland.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be here in Europe?
It feels amazing. This is my first time out of the U.S. and I'm loving every second of it. So super excited to be here and to be able to compete.
Great. We're very happy to have you here, of course. When did you arrive, and what have you been doing since you got here?
Oh man, we got here I think last Friday, and it's just been a whirlwind of a ride. We stayed in Helsinki for a couple days, got to walk around and see kind of the Baltic Sea and the harbor there, and then a couple of cathedrals and some museums as well. So and then we're staying with Seppo and his family this week, and that's been super fun as well.
Sounds wonderful. What do you think about the course here?
I like it. It's a very different style of golf. I would say it's very similar to Georgia golf, where I live. You have wooded, you have technical shots. I love all of the OB. That's something that I don't usually see on courses like this, is all the OB. So yeah, I played a practice round today, and I really enjoyed it.
Nice. And how do you think it suits your play style?
I think it suits me very well. I'll be throwing a lot of mids and a lot of putters, a lot of approach discs as well. So staying in the fairway and staying out of OB is always the goal.
All right. What do you think it takes to score well here? I guess.
I think I got one practice round in, so from that, I think just staying in bounds. I don't know if the conditions get super windy or not, but playing smart and playing safe.
Yeah, I think it does depend on the wind quite a lot out here. There's some kind of elevation and some exposed baskets
yeah,
there.
See, it was pretty calm during this practice round, so hopefully it's not too windy tomorrow.
Yep. Well, what would it mean to you to be the first American to win a European Pro Tour title here?
Oh man, see, I didn't know that was on the line. It would mean so much. I really want to win my first tournament in Finland, and so to be the first American to do it would be just an added bonus to that. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, it'd be great to get your European swing started off with a big bang.
Yes.
You've already cashed almost 42,000 this year and won a major. How do you feel about the year so far?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. My game is feeling better than it ever has. My putt feels great. I didn't have the ideal performance at the Preserve 2 weeks ago, but I got some good practice in, and I'm feeling ready to go. So, looking to build off of already a good season.
Yeah. Do you have any goals or hopes for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I want to get at least one more Elite Series win. I think that's that's my main goal. Is just get another Elite Series win, and obviously give a run at Worlds and USDGC. I'm eyeing those down, so looking to play my best there.
Looking for the big titles, and everything else is a little bonus.
Yes.
Yeah. How about career goals? Do you have any?
Career goals. I want to win USDGC very badly. That's been one I've eyed for 5 or 6 years at this point. Being able to play there, that's one that's on the bucket list for sure.
So much history and prestige there.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful property and so much history. I guess you kind of already said you've been doing some sightseeing in Helsinki. Are there any other tourist activities that you're planning during your visit?
Yes, I think the Turku Cathedral, which is in here, I really want to see that. There's also a castle nearby, so I want to take a tour of that as well. We don't have those in the U.S., so that'll be something new.
Sounds great. I'm sure you'll enjoy that stuff. A lot of beautiful sights to see. Are there any other places in the world you would like to visit or play disc golf someday?
Yeah, I really want to visit Norway. I'm super happy to be here in Finland, but I think PCS is definitely on the bucket list for the future. It looks beautiful over there, and also I think Australia would be pretty cool. They got a lot of cool stuff down there, so I'll make it over there one day.
Sounds good. And next week you will be representing Team USA in the President's Cup. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be selected for that honor?
It is a huge honor. I think I've been telling my friends and my family that that's probably the highlight of the season for me, even over Champions Cup. I know it's just a one-day, tournament essentially, but being selected as captain's pick was something that I'll never forget, and I'm proud to be representing Team USA and super excited to be out there.
Wonderful. I'm going to pass you on over to our on-course reporter Renee for a couple questions.
Hello, Isaac.
Hello.
I have a question from Frisbee Golf Media, a disc golf outlet here and a disc golf media outlet here in Finland. How do you feel the disc golf scene differs from the US to here in Finland? And I know you've only been here for a couple of days, but do you have any impression so far?
From what I can tell, the Finnish disc golf scene is much more, I would say, close knit. You find that community of disc golf kind of everywhere you go, but here it seems especially strong, and everybody seems to know everybody, and it kind of seems like one big family out here. So that's cool to see, and it's fun to be here witnessing it.
Yeah, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
I'm going to pass it back to Andy for a few closing questions. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I guess I don't have too much more for you, but if here at the end, if there's anyone you'd like to thank or shout out.
Yeah, I want to shout out Prodigy Discs. They brought me and a couple friends here, and we're staying with Seppo, so thank you to them, and 1010 Discs for supporting me this season, and I just want to thank all my sponsors.
Sounds good. And for our viewers out here, what's the best way for them to support you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, but also we have the Prodigy team store set up now. So if you feel like supporting me and go buy discs, buy apparel, that's the best way you can. They got some sweet stuff over there. So
They do for sure. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Turku Open Press Conference. Our next guest is Alden Harris. He's a 1034 rated Prodigy Disc sponsored player from Woodstock, Georgia. Welcome to Finland.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be here?
Feels amazing. First few days were a little weird with the jet lag. I've never been out of the country, so that was kind of new, but feeling better now.
Had some time to adjust. What is your impression so far of Europe and Finland?
I think it's similar than I actually thought. There's still a lot of differences, especially with driving, as me and Isaac have figured out. But overall, it's not too different, but there's some small things here and there.
Just some little cultural differences and some new sights and sounds, I suppose. Yeah, what do you think of the course?
I like it a lot. Isaac kind of mentioned it earlier. It's similar to the courses in Georgia. There's not a ton of holes where you're throwing drivers on. It's mostly mids and putters and placement. Yeah, it's very similar to what I'm used to.
Okay, and how would you say it suits your play style?
Yeah, well, coming from Georgia, we throw a lot of putters and mids, and I don't know. I don't know.
Should suit pretty well. Yeah, you're comfortable with the gaps and,
yes,
and everything with the woods golf in Georgia. And how did the practice round go, or rounds?
Yeah, it's been good. It hasn't been super windy, and I heard it can get windy out here, so hopefully it stays relatively calm for the tournament. But I feel prepared. I feel like I know I have a good plan on every hole, and feeling good.
Great. What can you tell us about the game plan?
Well, there's a lot of initial gaps out here, I've learned. So if you hit the initial gaps, it seems like you'll have a chance for birdie. So hitting the gaps, putting yourself in position, and making sure you give yourself a birdie putt.
And then capitalizing on those up on the green there, yeah? So that's kind of similar to the next question. What does it take to score well here, and what do you think will be the hot round for the weekend? Yeah,
well, I think there's a lot of birdie chances out here, so I think the winner will have to putt really well this week. It's hard to say. I haven't looked at the conditions, but I'd imagine at least 30 would win it this weekend.
Yeah, sounds about right. You have 6 top 10 finishes this year already. How do you feel about the season so far?
Yeah, it's going really well. I started off the year not too good, but still cashing, and then lately I think I have 3 out of the last 4 top 10s, so I finally feel like I don't know, found my game a little bit, and I don't know, found some confidence, I guess, in the last few weeks.
Some things are starting to click, and everything's feeling good. Sounds like you're trending in the right direction for a big win this weekend. What would it mean to get your European swing started and become the first American to win a European Pro Tour event?
It would be crazy. I didn't even know that was, I had a chance to do that. But yeah, winning my first tournament here in Europe would be amazing. I'd love to beat the Robinsons here on the European soil.
That's right. It'll be exciting to see how it all pans out. What will it take to get your buddy Gannon Burr to venture out from those glorious cornfields to foreign pastures on the global stage?
Well, he still doesn't even have his driver's license, so I think he needs to start with getting that, and then we can probably work on getting a passport and get him here.
Okay, simple step.
Yes.
I'm also from Iowa, so it's a little cornfield joke in there. But yeah, what is he missing out on here?
Oh man, I mean, the golf is just so beautiful here. The courses, the thing I've noticed about these courses, it just seems like it's made for disc golf, where I feel like a lot of the courses in the States are just kind of like land that they just kind of, I don't know, kind of threw a disc golf course on. But here they're just like, they're so intentional about making the disc golf courses feel special out here.
That's great. Will you be doing any more sightseeing or tourist activities during your stay?
Definitely. I think Isaac made a little list for us. I haven't really looked at it, but he picked out some cool things for us to look, so we'll probably see him sometime this week.
Sounds good. Are there any other places in the world you'd like to travel to play disc golf someday?
I don't know. I've always wanted to go to London. I don't know really what the disc golf is like there, but I'd love to go there and maybe play a course there.
The scene in the UK is definitely growing. I don't know if they have any courses actually in the London area. It's pretty urban. But there are a lot more courses popping up, and yeah, a lot more great players. Of course, Rachel Turton, she's been doing really great things this year and last year as well. But yeah, we're actually having a EPTX event in Britain, so there's a chance that it could end up on the European Pro Tour in the coming seasons.
Very cool.
So maybe that'll be a chance for you to play there. Do you have any goals or hopes for this season?
I'd like to continue kind of the streak I'm on right now of getting top 10s and just putting myself in position to win. I think that's the most fun thing in the world in tournaments, is being in position to win and being in contention. So if I can just keep doing that.
Just going for that thrill of victory.
Yes.
Getting the rush. Sounds great. I'm going to pass you on over for our on-course reporter, Renee, for a moment.
Hello, Alden. So I have a question from myself. I'm also the Danish disc golf guy, for those who don't know that. We all know you have a YouTube channel. And there's going to be some questions in here from Frisbee Golf Media as well. I'll get into that, but it all relates to YouTube.
Okay.
So your YouTube channel, you're known for making kind of a sketch format vlogs from tournaments, where we get maybe a little quirky insight into how the tournaments went, and maybe you have some cool stories, and And I know in the recent video we saw Gannonburg getting magically healed by nuggets or something like that.
Yes.
How long time do you spend planning these sketches, and how long time do you actually spend making them?
It depends. Some I have planned, like the in my latest video when I pranked Gannon with the Lego set, I had that planned in the off season. But then when stuff like the interview with Gannon when he got magically healed by Isaac, that's just we just kind of think of it on the spot because Gannon won the previous week, so we want to do something funny for it. So it all depends, but I'd say we all put a lot of time into them because we know people love them.
Yeah. And then I have a question from Frisbee Golf Media, the Frisbee Golf Media outlet here in Denmark, not in Denmark, in Finland. Excuse me, I'm a little tired. How has traveling been without Gannonburg since you're used to traveling with him all the time in the U.S.?
Yes, well, I've gotten FaceTime calls from him all day long, so been able to talk to him a good bit. Seems like he needs me. So, but it's obviously he's been traveling with me a lot of the year, so I don't know. I'd love for him to be here, but it's also a relief just kind of have to, I don't know. I don't really have to take care of anybody, I guess. So, but yeah, I wish he was here for sure.
And Frisbee Golf Media also follows up with who are you going to film for YouTube since Gannon is in the US. Of course, we know Isaac is here, but who will be filling in for Gannon?
That's a good question. I don't know if there really could be a replacement for Gannon, honestly, but I don't know, maybe we can find someone here.
Thank you. I'm gonna pass you back to Andy. Thank you.
All right, we talked a little bit about your season goals. Is there anything you have in your sights set for your career goals, like for your legacy when it's all said and done?
Honestly, not really. I've never really set any long-term goals. I don't know. I kind of focus on the short term, just kind of focus on the next tournament, and kind of like I said, just getting in contention every week is kind of my ultimate goal.
That sounds good. Just be in the moment, be present. And yeah, here at the end, is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
My sponsor, Prodigy Disc. I actually just toured Prodigy Disc Europe, and it was amazing. I got some cool frisbees, so yeah, thanks to them.
Okay, you got to check out the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of asking that, but good to hear that you got some good stuff. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Welcome back. Our next guest is Niilo Hongisto. He's a 10-17 rated player from right here in Turku. He signed up for the PDJ in 2022 and already has 4 top 10 finishes on the European Pro Tour. How are you feeling coming into this event in your hometown?
I'm feeling good.
Good. Feeling confident and
Yeah.
comfortable. Nice to be sleeping in your own bed, right? And
Yeah.
have your family and friends here to support you.
Yeah.
Nice. How has your season been going so far?
Good. It can be going better, but it is been going good.
Good, but you can do better, and you're looking to improve.
Yeah.
What is good now about your game, and what needs more work or improvement?
I think my driving game is good, but first round putting needs to be better.
Is it a nerve thing or something technical?
Maybe nerve thing.
Nerve, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get the event started well, and
Yeah.
a little bit of pressure on those putts. But that sounds good that you know what to work on. And how were the practice rounds?
I have played here now couple practice round and they are going well.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
What score would you be happy with on this course, and like what's your personal best?
I would be happy with like maybe 8 under. It's good. And personal best. It was not exactly same layout, but like 15 under.
Wow, that's really hot. Yeah, what does it take to score well on this course?
Need good drive, of course, and good putting.
Put yourself in position and then capitalize on those opportunities to get the birdies.
Yeah.
Yeah, what discs will you be using most here?
Distance shot, Star Boss, and approach shot, and yeah, Gator.
Yep. Have you enjoyed traveling around Europe and playing in other places this year?
Yes, that was fun.
Yeah, you've been at every European Pro Tour event so far, right? So you got to go to Copenhagen, Belgium, Estonia, and back to Finland. Yeah. And yeah, do you want to tour more next year?
Maybe, I don't know yet.
See how it goes. What are your goals and hopes for the rest of the season?
Get my game better and score on top 10 every event.
So you're looking for consistency and
Yeah.
putting it all together. You got the skills, just want to show it off and perform well.
Yeah.
At game time. Sounds really good. I'm going to go ahead and pass you over to our on-course reporter Renee for a couple questions here.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have a question from the commentator team first. So you have a relatively short career in PDDA. How long have you been playing disc golf before joining PDDA?
I started when I was 2, so like 16 years.
That's quite impressive. And we also see on your PDDA stats that you only have one rating under 1,000. How do you plan on keeping that rating above 1,000?
I don't know. I need playing good.
Sounds like a good plan. So that we have a couple of questions from Frisbee Golf Media as well, the media disc golf media outlet here in Finland. You ended in top 10 here last year. I think it was ninth place at Turku Open last year. What are the keys to winning if you want to win this year?
I need to stay calm and put good.
It's always a good plan to stay calm and put good. And the last question from Frisbee Golf Media, I think Andy touched a little bit upon it. Are we going to see you playing in the US at any point?
I don't know, maybe, but not this year.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to pass you back to Andy. Thank you.
All right, right here at the end, do you have anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
My family, Innova Disc Golf, and Seiskako Frisbee Golf Seura.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck this weekend. Welcome back to the Turku Open press conference. Our next guest is Silva Saarinen. She's a 936 rated XL disc sponsored player from Oiti, Finland. She's the reigning junior European champion and trying to defend her title here this weekend. She's also got 3 wins in a row on the Euro Tour. And yeah, welcome Silva. How are you feeling after those 3 wins in a row?
I feel cool after them. Ja on se toki kiva, että treeni tuottaa tulosta.
It's nice to see that my practice is paying off.
Great. Is it nice to be back in Finland?
On se aina kiva tulla kotiin takaisin. Vaikka ei tää nyt ihan koti ole, mut lähempänä silti kuin Norja tai Ruotsi.
It's always good to be back home, even that we are not at my home, but it's closer than Norway or Sweden.
All right. Do you like Turku? Is it a good town?
Oon mä ollut täällä aika monta kertaa ja ehkä tästä pikkuhiljaa alkaa tykkäämään.
I have been here many times and slowly I start to like it a little bit.
That's great. How do you like this course?
Kyllä mä lähtökohtaisesti tykkään kaikista radoista, mihin mä menen kilpailemaan.
I like all the courses I go to compete.
Sounds good. What is your game plan for this weekend?
No en mä oikeastaan suunnittele asioita, mä menen vaan heittämään.
I really don't have a plan for it. I'll just go out and throw.
That's a good plan in its own. How did your practice rounds go?
Ihan silleen tavallisesti. Ei ole mitään kummallista sanottavaa.
As usual, nothing specific.
What do you think about the changes to the FPO layout here this year?
Mun mielestä ne muutokset on ihan hyviä. Ne vähän helpottaa, mutta on silti sillä ihan kohtuullisia, että ei ole niinku vedetty yhtään överiksi.
The changes are quite good, makes the course a little bit easier for us, and it's not like too easy still. So there's still the challenge there.
Great. What do you think is a good score here on this new layout?
Ehkä sen näkee tämän viikonlopun jälkeen, mikä on hyvä.
You will see after the weekend what is a good score from my scorecard.
That's a great answer. Well, we look forward to that. I'm going to go ahead and pass you over to our on-course reporter Renee for a moment.
Hello, Silva. I have a question from Frisbee Golf Media, the disc golf media outlet here in Finland. They are commenting on your hot streak at the Euro Tour with 3 wins in a row there. What is the key to your success behind those wins?
Apua, en mä tiedä. Mä oon vaan onnistunut pelaa paremmin kuin muut.
I can tell exactly. I have just been playing better than the others.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. True. And if it's not going to be you, then who do you think might take the win in Turku this year in your field?
No en mä nyt ehkä halua ketään veikata. Kaikki tekee parhaansa kuitenkin, niin en mä ottaisi mikään lottoja.
I don't want to guess. Everybody is doing their best, and yeah.
Also a good answer. Thank you, Silva. I'm gonna pass you back to Andy.
Okay, here at the end, is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Mä haluan kiittää mun sponsoria Exceliä, joka tekee tästä hommasta mulle mahdollista.
Oh, she'd just like to thank her sponsors, right?
Yeah.
And right, yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck this weekend and with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to the Turku Open press conference. We just wanted to make it clear that this event does start tomorrow on Thursday, despite what the graphics say. The times are correct, but the days are off, so just so you know. Our next guest is Anneli Tougjas-Männiste. She's a 934 rated Estonian, sponsored by Discmania. Welcome back to Finland for the Turku Open. How are you feeling?
First of all, thank you. And I'm feeling fine. The weather is beautiful, so let's get this party started.
That sounds great. You are a close second in the overall point standings and have 4 podium finishes on the EPT this year. How do you feel about your season so far?
I think it's been pretty awesome and I've done pretty well, but I need to make less mistakes on the course. I've struggled some things and I have tried to correct them, so let's see if I can do this in here.
So a lot of success, but also some things to improve and work on.
Yeah, always. That's why we love disc golf.
So true, so true. So what do you think about this course?
I like this course because it has really good OBs. They're not too tight. They like, if you go to the tee, you have to make a decision. Like, do you want to attack the hole or you want to go big? I want to go boring, so I try to go boring, yeah.
Boring and safe.
Yeah.
It's usually good in disc golf. How did the practice rounds go?
I felt pretty great. I have a little, like, it's not an injury, but I have thrown a lot, so my elbow is a little bit shaky. But I had this problem in winter because I skied a lot and did a lot of indoor trainings, but I think I will try to finish this competition. I do my rehab all the time just to keep my arm going, so I think it's fine right now.
Okay, but it's a little tender and...
Yeah, I feel it all the time, and it's just, it's not my elbow. The first problem is not my elbow, it's my shoulder, because I had a shoulder injury like few years back, and now it's like it's starting to hurt my elbow, but it's not that bad. It's okay.
Okay, so not 100%, but you're up to the task.
Yeah, I can throw forehand pretty well. With a backhand, I have to be careful. I can't like hold the disc too tight. Then I feel it. But when I release the disc, it's okay. And with putting, it's also okay. It makes my arm a bit weak. It doesn't hurt. It just makes it weaker.
Okay. How does this course suit your game and your play style?
I think pretty well, because I throw like 70% of backhands and 30% of forehands. But if I need to, I throw forehands like every other hole or something, if I feel my arm again.
Right. So it's kind of depend a little bit on your...
Yeah.
On your...
But my upshots are pretty much with my forehand, because I'm always on that distance that I feel comfortable with my forehand.
Yeah. So that's kind of the answer, but what is the overall game plan?
Well, I will attack holes where I feel safe, and I will try to get pars. I don't try to do anything crazy, so yeah.
Just keep it in your element there.
Yeah.
And what discs will be the most useful for you here?
Well, right now I have 3 DD1s in my bag. They are all very different, so I use them all, and I think I will throw them like 16 holes. I'm not even kidding. Like.
So it's mostly DD1s,
yeah.
off the tee, and a few different ranges of stability, but
yeah, some forehands with the different discs, and yeah, pretty much.
So we'll be getting to see a lot more of those.
Yeah.
The DD1s that we've been seeing so many highlights of this year. This is a very busy part of the European season with many important titles to be decided in the next couple of months. What event would you be most excited and proud to win?
I'm most excited to go to like European Open, but obviously I'm not gonna win, but I'm just excited. And I think Estonian nationals are also coming, so I wanna like perform well over there. So let's see, but Kristin is there, so
Some pretty stiff competition
fight
throughout the summer here, but
yeah.
That would be some really wonderful moments and to take down any of those titles, of course. You've been touring around Europe all season and performing consistently well. What advice or tips would you give to those who wish to do the same?
Well, you have to plan everything really well, because I go to a competition, then I come back, and then I go to work, and I like work 2 days, and then I'm off to competition again, so it's pretty exhausting. You have to like consider that. It's much easier when you don't have to work, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so a lot of organizing, a lot of planning, and a lot of thought about where you actually want to be and when, right?
Yeah, of course, and I'm not the type of person who likes to sleep with 10 other girls or guys. I like to have my own privacy, and I just love being alone, so...
So there's kind of a lot of expenses that come with that type of travel, I guess.
Yeah, because some people, like, my social battery is pretty, like, small. So I like, use it on the course and go home and rest.
Yeah. Okay. That's nice to hear. What are your tour plans for the rest of the season?
Well, European Open comes next, then Järva Open, then Estonian Nationals, and then Alutagus Open, and then I get a little break, but some Euro Tour events and All-Stars, and hopefully I will go to Euro Tour, the ending competition in Andalusia, or I don't know where it is exactly.
Andalusia, I think central Spain. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. I'm going to pass you on over to our on-course reporter Renee for a couple questions here.
Hello, Anneli.
Hi.
So I have a question from Frisbee Golf Media, the Finnish disc golf media outlet. We already touched about this with Andy, but their question is: you've finished 5 times in top 4 in the EPT event so far. How do you plan to get the first big win in EPT?
Well, more concentration maybe, and I don't know. There's no like key to success. I think it will come when you like practice enough, when you're like mentally there all the time, and I don't think it will come without that mental game. So this is important. You have all the skills, but you have to believe in yourself. A lot of times we don't believe in ourselves, and then the shots go like anywhere. That's the troublemaking thing.
Lots of mental game involved here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna pass you back to Andy. Thank you, Anneli.
Yes.
Yes. Here at the end, is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, of course, my sponsors, Discmania Discs and Discsport. So, and of course my people at home and all the people who have helped me financially do travel, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, for the viewers, what's the best way for them to help support you in your disc golf journey?
You can just follow me and encourage me sometimes, and maybe this will help too.
Any signature disc coming out in the near future? Or?
Well, I don't see it coming, but hopefully someday.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe if this year is successful, who knows?
So for now, just following and cheering on and viewing and everything.
Yes.
Basic fandom. Yes. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck with this event and everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Our next guest is Rachel Turton. She's a 941 rated Prodigy sponsored player with 27 wins, including 3 on the European Pro Tour from St. Andrews, UK. Welcome back to Finland. How was the trip to Sweden?
Yeah, it was a lovely trip to Sweden, really. I was in Finland beforehand for Tuni and then just popped over to Sweden for the weekend for Lefto. So yeah, I've been having a fantastic summer. It's been amazing to be able to travel across Europe so much, so I feel really grateful.
Wonderful. How do you like Turku?
Yeah, I haven't been to Turkey before, and yeah, it's a beautiful place. The course is very nice. It's not one that I've really seen coverage of before, so it was quite new to me going into it. But I've had a couple of days to get used to it and practice, and yeah, I'm excited to start playing tomorrow.
Okay, how did the practice rounds go, and the thoughts on the course overall?
Yeah, pretty good, really. I played around with Tommy Tico earlier today, and I don't normally get to practice with many other people, so it was kind of fun and cool to see how the MPO players would attack the course and shoot different shots too. So that was quite interesting. I feel like the course suits my game quite well. There's some quite long holes which I'm looking forward to attacking, and then some where you have to hit gaps and shape shots, and yeah, I think it's quite varied, and I'm really looking forward to playing.
Sounds good. What discs will you be using most this weekend, do you think?
I always do on off the tee, really, for forehand and backhand. It's just such a reliable disc for me. Over the practice days it's been quite windy, and I guess I'm expecting the same over the weekends, so I think that's going to be a really reliable disc off the tee for me. My strider, as always, is going to help me through the woods. It's really good at just straight shots, hitting gaps, and it's got lots of glide, so yeah, them two I'll definitely be relying on. A3 as well for lots of approaches.
In my mind, the Strider is the most similar feeling disc to an ultimate disc. Do you agree, or do you feel that kind of thing? It doesn't fly like it, but it feels like it's big, kind of.
Potentially, I think maybe the PA5 feels even more similar to an Ultra Star. If you made it bigger, then I think the PA5 would be like an Ultra Star, and it flies like one too. So I've actually really enjoyed throwing that over the past couple of months. But for the wind, maybe I'll rely on that a little bit less. It's an understable putter, but it's really good fun to throw.
Sure, that's one of my favorite discs in the bag at the moment as well. Yeah, what's it like to be in Prodigy Europe's home base here?
Yeah, it's super cool. You know, I've been meeting lots of other people all week, been to the warehouse, and yeah, it's amazing to be here. I guess it's the first time that I've been in Turku, so to see this all for the first time and to get to meet other people and chat with the team, it's been really good fun.
Nice. What do you think the hottest round will be this weekend?
Ooh, good question. I haven't really thought about scores, to be honest. I think it's probably possible to go under par, but I don't think that it will be very far under par if there is. There's lots of attackable holes, but also you've got to kind of avoid the danger too. There's a lot of holes that could create bogeys or more, so yeah, I think slightly under par would be good.
It's a good aiming point. Since returning to Europe from the US, you have 2 wins and haven't finished off the podium. What is working with your game lately, and how are you feeling coming into the event?
Yeah, I just feel pretty consistent across the board, really. I've got a pretty long backhand and forehand and can reliably throw both off the tee, which is nice to be able to just shape shots right or left. My mid-range game has been much better this year as well. I worked a lot on that over the off-season, and now I really trust the Strider. So yeah, I'm quite happy with my game overall. Approach shots, maybe that's something that I don't get to practice quite as much in the UK. Often I'm just throwing a drive and then putting, so it's not something that I get to practice quite as much. But I guess playing a lot in the US and Europe for this season has really helped me to try and work on them skills. So I'm still learning and improving every single tournament, and I hope that I'll continue to do that for the rest of the summer.
Sounds good. What are your goals or hopes for the rest of the season?
Yeah, just to continue to improve and play to the best of my potential, I guess. I'm always working on probably all different areas of my game, really. I'd love to be able to get an extra 10-20 meters on the forehand, and I think that's something that's definitely possible if I can work on it. It's been kind of hard to fit in the fieldwork sessions whilst I've been away. I'm still working a full-time job, and so the time that I'm not spending at the course, I'm often in McDonald's or a cafe or a hotel working. So maybe I've been able to do a little bit less workouts and field work than I would like to in putting practice, but yeah, I'm still definitely working on pretty much all areas of my game.
Yeah, and finding that balance of the tour life.
Yeah, it's tough, you've got to prioritize your sleep, your nutrition, and still getting the work in on your game. It's tough, but I'm really enjoying it.
There's quite a lot to consider, a lot that goes into it for sure. Yeah, you've done great commentary work with MDG Media this season. what would you like to see in your disc golf media future?
Yeah, the commentary's been super fun. I wasn't sure whether I'd like it at the start, but it has. It's actually been a really good part, I think, and hopefully that's also helping people to understand the FPO game a bit better as well, to be able to give some insights and, you know, talk about how the players are feeling and what we're throwing and things like that. So I'm hoping that people are enjoying that side of things. I guess more social media for myself, like I've got an Instagram account, a Facebook account, so go and follow them if you don't already.
Right, great. Yeah, I think it's a great value and really important for the viewers to have that insight that you're bringing. What value and benefit do you think it has for your brand?
Yeah, you know, I think that it's like another way for me to be able to promote myself. Like, people are like, oh, cool, they've got a female commentating in Europe, like that's nice. And then, you know, maybe they'll go and find out who I am and follow my game. So yeah, it's good, I'm enjoying it.
It can be a nice little boost. Yep. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass you over to Renee for our couple questions.
Thank you.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
So, I have a question first from the commentary team here at Disc Golf Stream. You have won 2 events out of the last 4 events you've played. So, what is your game plan to take the win this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't really think of it that way. I just feel like I'm trying to play my own game and play that to the best of my ability, and if that's good enough to win the tournament, fantastic, and if it's not, then, you know, I'll know what I can work on and go out and practice for the next weekend coming up. But it's been really cool to have such a successful start and like middle to the season, I guess, and I'd love to continue that and carry on. That's a good mindset. So we have some questions from Frisbee Golf Media as well, the disc golf media outlet here in Finland. You took second place last weekend in Skellefteå, 2 shots behind Silva Saarinen. How do you plan on taking the win this weekend? Last weekend I was terrible. Like, at points, I was just awful. I hit so many trees and, yeah, like, just tried to keep my head in the game, I guess. And the final round, I hit loads of putts, which was really fantastic, and got loads of birdies, but I still hit way too many trees for me to be happy. I guess this course relies a little bit less on gap hitting, so I'm probably feeling a bit more confident going into this than I did last weekend, but still lots to work on, and yeah, I'll just try and be the best me that I can be and see where that takes me. Sounds great. And last question from the Frisbee Golf Media. When are we going to see you back in the US competing? Hopefully towards the end of the season. I'm registered for Pro Worlds and USWGC. I am yet to have them confirmed as annual leave, but fingers crossed it will happen, and yeah, I'd love to be out for Pro Worlds, definitely. Let's hope so. I'm gonna pass you back to Andy. Thank you.
All right here at the end, is there anyone you'd like to mention, thank you, or shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, my sponsors, Prodigy Europe and Ace Disc Golf, a retailer in the UK, and then just, you know, everyone here volunteering to set up such an amazing tournament again, everyone at home who's watching, and yeah, thank you.
What can the viewers at home watching do to support you? What's the best way?
My signature disc for this year will be coming out very soon, so keep an eye on either my Instagram and Facebook or Prodigy Europe. But yeah, just follow me and comment and like and stuff like that.
Wonderful. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck this weekend and with everything.
Thank you so much.